Well, I thought I was the asshole. Guess not.
The woman out of the car and planned to send her to a special secret room. At this time, the woman had grown sharp fangs. I thought it was an after hustlers. I thought I was friend chasing the bag.
Hey, bro.
Hey, hey. Well, hey, Slip, Rip, and Shackurator out on April 4th. Just about a month till the release of your sixth studio album now, if you don't consider the Levitation Sessions, of course. What can you tell us about how this album came together? What can you tell us about this upcoming story?
The album came together from, well, we're here. I'm here in Mullumbimby, and we went to a little studio not far from here. Our friend Julian has, and we were just kind of doing 4 or 5 day sessions over a long period, and just experimenting with a new setup and playing with more synths and drum machines, and just taking the songs on a bit of a journey. Yeah, it was good fun. Julian's got some epic synths and some good old jazz chorus amps that went through the flood that seemed to work fine still. It feels really good. It feels like there wasn't much of a filter. It was good play. We had a really good time making it, and the studio's like it's an old banana farm, 100-acre banana farm, and
I was just getting ready to ask him that.
yeah, he's turned the old packing shed, which is just like these massive rooms where they used to store all these bananas, big cool rooms, heavy steel sliding doors. He's turned a few of those, one into a live room, one into a practice room, one into like the desk, and then there's this big just hangout zone, and it's right across the road from this like insanely beautiful creek. Yeah, and actually our buddies from Pond were there last week, so we were showing them that they're recording there as well. So yeah, it's a sick spot and good vibes.
That's amazing. Now, recording in that warehouse, I'm sure must have been incredible for the acoustics. But how does an album come together on a banana farm of all places? Are you pulling inspiration from the setting, I suppose, or do you think more of this came together beforehand?
I can give you more context. Like Elliot and Angus and I live like a 20-minute drive up the hill. Mm-hmm. To another little town. It's just a little village with a general store and a bottle shop and a coffee roaster and a Japanese cafe. And then it's just like cattle farms and market gardens and stuff. So we kind of like, we'll meet there, have a coffee and jaunt down all together in the morning. And we'll just spend the day down there just jamming and writing and piecing songs together and duck out for a swim. Duck into town for dinner, head back, and just do like big work days, and whatever comes.
Yeah, it's settled into a nice routine. It sounds.
It's just a good routine. We've all got kids and plenty of farm work to do, so we just make it work. And when we're together, what happens.
Do you think now? Speaking of, do you find that being a musician, do you find that some people forget that music is supposed to be a fun, communal experience? Do you think that people get too caught up on the making money side of the music experience?
Probably do. Like, you do hear stories of horrible stories of bands that aren't getting along, and they're like touring, playing live shows, and they're like, the bass player's not talking to the drummer, or like just weird shit like that, and that's nasty. And in that sense, it's like, yeah, they're just keeping it going for the bills. But also for us, we got to make it make sense for our lifestyle, so we do need a bit of cash. But so it's not like we neglect it totally, but we think about it. I don't think it impacts on the music at all. I don't even know how we would allow that to happen. Being strategic, we just do what we can.
Let's talk a bit about Like Cleopatra, the second single off the album. Came out back in January, coming up about 2 months since the release. How are you feeling so far about the reception?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. We've played it, how many times we've played it live now? Probably like 4 times. We're playing 4 of the new album songs in our live set at the moment, and it's a real good rush because it's fresh off writing them, and we're not often we'll try and rejig our old songs for a live show and confuse the hell out of each other, and but that can be exciting as well. But these new ones are it just feels good. And Cleopatra particularly, it's a cruiser, it's easy to play, and you can feel the crowd are digging it. And then Christovsky's video, I think, been a good pairing for it. Did you catch that video?
I did catch the video. I was getting ready to follow up with that. Talk to me a little about filming that music video. That just what an array of sights and sounds. It's for 2025. Where people are really starting to kind of get back into that medium of music videos, which I think is really exciting for the music industry as a whole, moving back to that physical, side of that physical media side of things. Talk to me a little bit about the music video, how that came together in the filming process.
He's such a good buddy that he just slots into the routine, Mm-hmm. He'll just camp at, he was up at Elliott's for that video, cruising around with Elliott and his routine. We just did another video and he was living with me for that. And basically we just, because we're such good buddies, he's able to just capture our life here. And I think it's that Cleopatra video was just that, It wasn't planned. It was let's take the motorbike out to Elliott's cattle farm and cruise around, and then let's film the pig. And what else happened in that video? Let's cut Elliott's hair in the creek. It all just was I guess we can do that on Thursday. Angus is surf, and then we'll all go surfing and have a it's not very strategic, but I think it comes together so well in that way because it's not, it just is what it is. He's just documenting it, really, and he's fucking good at what he does.
Simple beauty of it, really. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, kind of switching gears a little bit here. Now, Like Cleopatra is definitely a funk, definitely a groove. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, as purveyors of what is scientifically considered the funk, in your experience and through your studies of general funk music, when is the correct time to play that funky music, White Boy?
Yeah. Oh, you finished, buddy? What do you reckon about funk, Digby?
Been on the phone for 5 minutes. He destroyed that.
He smashed it, didn't he?
Good on him.
He's got it all over his leg and shit. You can use this shirt. Dry yourself up. Good on you. It's funny because, definitely in moments of recording that song, it was there was more funk happening. And then you turn it down a notch, But, yeah, I reckon it just felt cool. It felt real dancey. I remember the moment when it ticked in, when we kind of got the beat going. Yeah, I reckon I don't know about the funk. We don't get too worried about being too funky.
One more argument ever. You guys are currently on your spring festival tour, your spring festival circuit here. You just played at the Yours and Alice Festival the other day, and you've got a couple more shows coming up. Specifically, the release show coming up on the 4th at the Hotel Brunswick. Now, what's the significance of that venue for y'all?
Sure. Brunswick is this really sweet little coastal town with a beautiful river that winds out to the ocean. Epic surf. This pub's it's just in the best spot, right on the river. At high tide, it's just it looks like the Mediterranean, The other significance is back at the Peace Blossom video. We drive that big double-decker bus over the Brunswick River, Bridge. It's our local spot. And we had a cool gig there recently. And it's just like it's outdoors and it's easy for everyone. Good vibes.
That's all you can ask for a release, especially with the
sick.
full album. Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
That sure sounds it. Well, I think the big news, at least from what we're hearing over here, the big news, of course, being that you've been selected to play on the bill at the King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard Fields of Vision Rock and Roll Picnic. Now, how'd you make that out? How'd you end up on the bill? And is it true that Stu McKenzie made 100 bands cooperate in a bare knuckle battle royale, only allowing the 10 surviving acts on the bill?
I wish it was. How did we get? I think, Stu made an album. Did you know that?
I did not. They only give you so much room to work with.
Yeah, it's huge. He was like insane how he dialed that album in. Just cool as a cucumber, just flicking us bounces, and we were like, yes, that's 10 out of 10, bro. And so we're just like real good, on a real good wave with him at the moment. And signed to P Doom, their new label. So I feel like this is probably like, a bit of a celebration getting on that festival. And I think we're even playing an acoustic set.
No kidding.
As well. I think we're playing full live band and then acoustic and potentially an ambient set.
That's going to be
which
awesome.
That will be awesome and ridiculous.
I've just got two more for you here then. We're kind of breezing through this. So you got two more shows here after the album release in April. What comes after that?
We've got, after that, we're just going to mellow out and find something else to do. Maybe make some more music or, because we're going to play a few shows around that festival.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just get old mate out of the car for a second.
Gonna take our walkabouts here in the middle of the interview. Everybody get out and stretch.
Yeah. The hay in the back. It's kind of exciting. We're like, because we're doing that States show, we thought, nothing there. Except those two trucks. But nothing directly behind you. We're going to go to Europe, but I think we're now just going to just keep working on the live set, probably figure out how to play that acoustic set. And I want to build some structures at the farm and I think we might be looking good for a couple of months cruising before that American tour. And then, I don't know, what else, Digby? What are we going to do? Just keep it real.
That's all we can ask.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, I've got one last question for you. My personal favorite question, the question we ask all our guests here on the show, man, and that's, what are you listening to right now?
I'm just listening to that new Ancient Strings album by Simone Diabate, just for calmness,
Heard that, yeah. Keep it mellow.
I always just get that on when I'm cooking. And I listen to it on the way down. Aside from that, what else am I listening to? Me and Elliot were just back on the early Donovan, the pre-hippie Donovan, just on the folk Donovan on our in a hire car back from the festival the other day. That was pretty calm as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's two for you.
Well, sweet, man. Well, hey, like I said, quick and painless, man. Thank you so much again on behalf of myself and Tonitruale for sticking in for a few minutes.
With the little fella around.
That's what we do. We got to start them early. Get them press trained from an early age.
Yeah.